What's up, everybody? Just out here doing a little bit of scouting. Pretty familiar with this spot, been coming here for a lot of years. But I'm always trying to find new access points and get creative for getting into some of these different spots for different times of the year. This is a pretty unique area, several thousand acres. Not a ton of public access roads to get to here. So you got to get creative to get back in here, which makes it nice because it keeps a lot of people from getting back into some of these spots. But this area is pretty special to me. My dad used to bring me out here. In fact, I caught my first big rainbow trout down here in a lake just down the road. But some of my earliest outdoor memories with my dad, camping and fishing. And we even started hunting when I got older, later in life, not far from here. But just super special area to me. And it can be pretty fantastic for ducks for Pennsylvania standards. So just gonna head out. I got my e-bike today. I don't know if any of you guys ever use e-bikes for your scouting. A friend of mine, Tom, built this one for me. I put one of these totes on the back of it. Makes it convenient for carrying different stuff. I threw some lightweight waders in there just in case. I don't think I'm going to be getting down in any water today, but just in case that I do, nice to have them along. But yeah, just nice to have that bike. I can cover a lot more ground a lot faster and make the most of my time here today. And comes in handy for hunting season too, with the exception of like some heavy snow or something. You can pull a sled behind that. Like I said, I've got the plastic tote bolted to the bike rack, and I can strap things to the top of it with bungee cords. So yeah, I'll walk you through what I'm going to be looking at today. I got to be real careful, what I share, what areas I share. This is kind of a unique spot in Pennsylvania, so I'm just going to be cognizant of what I show on video and what I talk about. But just want to walk you through, how I go about my scouting. Like I said, we got the e-bike. It's always good to have a set of binoculars, which I have. I've got a binocular harness I'm going to put on. It's got a pocket for a rangefinder also. And it's good to know your ranges. If you want to get detailed, if you find a spot, you want to say, gee, I wonder how far it would be to shoot from here. That helps you become better at managing your shot selection. And yeah, just beautiful day out here. It's a little warm, but it's been a little bit cooler. It's not hitting the 90s like it was a couple weeks ago. So I got one of these Migration Waterfowl Performance long sleeves on. It's like not having a shirt on at all. The breeze goes right through it, keeps you dry, keeps you cool. If you want one of those, I'll put the link to our store in the notes of this video. And yeah, looking forward to getting out there, and hopefully I'll be able to share a couple of tips and show you, kind of my process for scouting for waterfowl season. This is my bino harness. It's Badlands. It's got a side thing for the rangefinder. I used a bunch of different harnesses over the years. This is my favorite by far. Trying to remember which model this is. I think it's the Bino C, maybe. I'll post a link to this one in the notes if you're interested, if you're in the market for one. And using these old Steiners, 10 by 32 Merlins. I don't even know if they make these anymore, but really good German glass. I've had these for 20 years. No reason to upgrade. They work great. Perfect for scouting, deer hunting, anything else that you're going to be doing with them. So also got my Migration Waterfowl insulated bottle. That'll be in the store as well. where you can find these performance shirts. We got hoodies, all kind of stuff. So we give 10% to Ducks Unlimited or Delta Waterfowl, depending on the month. And everything that you buy helps us out here at the show. So appreciate the support. Gonna jump on the old e-bike and go do some scouting. Like I said before, it's one thing nice hunting a spot like this. It's so rugged to get any kind of gear or even people down there, and just keeps a lot of people out of here. You can access some parts of this by boat, but this back in here, it's all boot leather and rugged and not fun to get equipment in and out of. So this is the kind of stuff that I key in on. This is where water level knowledge comes into big play here. I don't know if you can see through all this green. That's the main channel. And you can see there's just no vegetation on the floor at all. I'm going to zoom in there. You can see the water marks on these trees. And knowing when that water comes up and what those ducks are doing. And got a little swamp over here. Man, just super thick foliage to see through. But heard some ducks when I pulled up here. I'll try to take a walk down in there and get you a better video. But thinking about that water level knowledge, how important it is to know your areas and know what the ducks are doing, where they're at, and where the water's at. See all the mud on those leaves down there. The water was up all the way up from there. There's another reality of knowing the water levels here. I don't know, this bank is probably 40 feet. And you can see this is all been underwater at some point on this little knob here. So super important to pay attention to, super important to know. But yeah, like I said, this spot you can't get a boat into. We've dragged kayaks pretty far to get back into places like this. And, you know, even from what you might consider, you know, where I'm at, if somebody can get to this point, there's not many people bringing a kayak in to get way back into some of these other coves that flood out. So just something to think about. You know, when you're trying to get away from the crowds, tough access normally equals unpressured game. So got some flooded green timber here. Nice thing is when you come in here late season, all these leaves are out of your way. But that is a pretty mountain valley swamp there, baby. Atlantic Flyway. Well, that's going to be it for today. See, I got a full battery yet. Did Onyx at about 10 miles. Some of that was on foot, but a lot of it was on the e-bike, so didn't even use part of the battery. This thing is freaking incredible. Shout out to my buddy Tom Retzlaff. He builds these for a hobby. Man, you see the price tag of some of these commercial things. I think I've got about $1,200 into this one. And this is super nice having this little tote folded to the bike rack. And it's even got a little thing for trailer. I'd like to set up something for pulling my little kayak. That would be a sweet way to get around some of these areas. Some of them are too tight for doing something like that, but good day so far. I got 2 more stops that I want to check out and head home. Well, that'll teach me not to bring the big camera. There's a pile of ducks over there. I think they're mallards. Right in there. Sorry about that. I don't have my good camera, but right in this little shadow here, there's a whole pile of them stacked up on dry land. I spooked a couple out of this close spot. There's a good bit of smartweed in here too, which is pretty sweet. The only bad thing is there's really easy access here. So I got a feeling this will get hammered opening day, but definitely something to put in the put on the Onyx just to have for a weekday spot. You can see all the smartweed in here. This is a really nice spot, but like I said, it's too bad it's so accessible. But keep an eye on it. It's big enough. You could spread out if you only have a couple of groups in here, so. Challenges of public land, right? Yeah, I got a little better look at them. They're definitely mallards. About 13 from what I can tell. One's getting ready to drop in there. As soon as I shut the camera off before, that group that was up on the dry part there took off flying, of course. But I had my binoculars on them, which was pretty sweet. Getting fired up. Quite a long walk down this gas line to the stream. Onyx showed like a swampy area around that stream, which is more down this way. You could see where it was all muddy from where it was flooded up earlier. So keep an eye on that spot. I'm gonna go check the other end to see if there's anything of that swamp this time of year, or if it's all dried out. So, whew, it's a long walk. Yeah, so Onyx is showing a swamp all along here up into this clearing. But this time of year, see how low that is. We got, oh, what that is out there. It's a fish or a turtle. Anyway, sorry, ADD. You can see the mud on this maple up here. Goodness, that's got to be 10 feet up from the water level now. So, but as the season goes on, something to keep an eye on. Keep an eye on the water levels. Gets up into something like this, then we'll stop and check it out. All right. I'm gonna call this one a day. I spent the better part of half a day, maybe a little bit longer, checking out this whole valley. This is the most I've ever checked out of this this valley here. That's man, I couldn't believe the amount of grain crops being grown in this valley too. I took some roads that I hadn't been on before. Had some really good late season hunts in these different spots over here over the years, and I could see why. There's a lot of ag around here. So nice to see that big group of mallards. So there's some local some local birds here, and keep an eye on it as we start. Like I said, in years past, I've been so busy, haven't hunted much early season, but looking forward to doing a lot more early season duck hunting this year. So I'm just trying to check out some of these spots and get the access marked. That's the thing about Onyx. I mean, it's a great tool, but you also got to get out and put boots on the ground. A couple of the spots that look like great access, ended up not being very good. Couldn't get to it. But then I found a couple other spots just out here driving around, looking at the map. So, you know, you get a day or two to do that, make sure you get out. I'm always looking for new spots, which is super important. It just gives you more opportunity to get on birds. You know, if your 3 or 4 spots don't have birds and you've got another 5 or 6 or 10 to check, then you're going to be in the chips. So appreciate y'all coming along with me. I'm going to do some editing of this. Like I said earlier, I'm trying to not show any landmarks or say too much about these properties. It's all public land, but a lot of it, like I said, I don't see many people on it. So I want to keep it that way. It's not hard to find though, if people get out and look with tools like OnX, and you know, just want to bring you guys along on my journeys and still protect the public places that I hunt. So you know how it is. For whatever reason, I'll never understand why humans are that way. Whether you're in a fishing boat, you start catching fish, and next thing you know, you're surrounded by boats. It's just a weird phenomenon. But hey, I'm not judging. To each their own, and I'm going to keep doing my thing. But I appreciate you all, and I'll check you on the next one.